Hi, I'm Haylie, and if I'm being honest, I'm not a very good cook. But with the help from local chefs, I'll get better in the kitchen, one meal at a time.
Welcome back to In the Kitchen. I'm Haylie and we are at the lovely DeRochers, and today I'm going to introduce to you Chef Erin from Urban Pine Winery and Eatery. And not only are we going to be putting together a meal that is done in one pot, but we're going to pair it with some delicious wine. But first, we're going to get in the mix.
Love is in the air and the drinks at Orchard Farm Stands The Coop on Catawba Island. The drink menu is so good you may be a bit indecisive.
There are so many options. I should probably talk to somebody who knows a thing or two.
So the Coop is open 7 days a week. We do Saturdays and Sundays at noon, and then the rest of the week is at 4 p.m.
I am feeling the love. So Emily, tell me, how did you get into this position?
So I started in 2017 with the company as a bartender. Got to know the regulars, got to know the menus, and just kind of grew with the company as we have started out with just one bar inside, and now we have 3 bars on property.
Wow. So what was it about mixology that really called to you?
So I'm a bit of a cocktail nerd. I love to learn. I find mixology fascinating because you get to kind of like balance those ingredients. You know, it's not all about the sugar, it's not all about the sour. It's just really fascinating to get to mix the different ingredients together and come up with like a tasty cocktail.
And you know, you have to set things on fire too, right?
Oh yeah,
that's the best
set
part.
Things on fire for sure. Shake things up.
And the menu changes for every holiday. So if you're looking for that special experience that is Insta-worthy but has some fun drinks, I mean, the Coop's where it's at, right?
Oh, absolutely. So we go themes with the holidays. We do a little bit of everything. So we've got something for the vodka drinkers, the champagne drinkers, bourbons, high-end tequilas, and we just mix up some fun themed cocktails for each holiday.
So we have a couple drinks here, and this one has candies, the Be My Valentine. Now, what is in this? It looks so pretty, and I love the petals.
It is a beautiful drink, yeah, for sure. So that is actually a rip on a very classic cocktail called the Clover Club, but we kind of put our own orchard twist on it. So it's using a Bombay Sapphire Gin, which is a London dry, but it's heavy on that lemon and the acidity. And then we use a house-made ginger simple. We use ginger root, we peel it, we boil it down. Some fresh squeezed lemon, and then also egg white to give it that frothy texture to it. And topped with a little bit of dried rose petals and an orange peel for the floral.
Now when you do the egg white, is it safe?
Yeah, so it is actually, it's safe. We use a lot of our eggs here from our chickens at the coop, right?
Oh!
So you don't actually taste the egg white either. It's just for the texture. So egg white has a lot of proteins in it that kind of give it almost like a creamy, frothy texture to it.
Gotcha, okay, so perfectly safe, super cute.
Indeed.
And then we have this other one, speaking of the things I like to set on fire, the Smoke Show.
The Smoke Show.
I mean, it has chocolate, it has smoke.
So this is a delicious bourbon-based drink. It is Buffalo Trace bourbon, so you get kind of some of those toffee notes from the Buffalo Trace, mixed with a Watershed Notino, which is a walnut, dark chocolate, and vanilla bean. Yeah, it's delicious. It adds a little bit of sweetness. Also, some creme de cacao and orange bitters with an orange peel on top, and then shaved chocolate on the rim. And then we smoke the whole thing with the smoke top using oak wood.
I mean, when I think Valentine's Day, I think of like the sweet little like Valentine's Day hearts, but I think of chocolate, and you really delivered that in these 2 drinks.
Thank you.
I feel like you have kind of like that box of chocolate feel, but then you also have little candy hearts, and both look delicious. I can't wait to try them.
Cheers to the Coop.
Cheers! Ooh, I like that. Sorry. Raw experience here.
Glad you love it.
I love that. Whether you're here for a romantic evening or for some spirits, be sure to check out the Coop at Orchard Farm Stand. Cheers! That's still very good.
In the Kitchen on BCAN is presented by DeRochers, your appliance experts.
Welcome back. We're about to get in the kitchen with Chef Erin. And Chef Erin, you are from Urban Pine Winery and Eatery. But cooking wasn't your whole life career, so how did you get into this?
So I actually started as a musician. I went to school for music, and school right out of high school wasn't my thing. So I went and I worked at TGI Fridays at Cedar Point, and I started as a server and eventually made my way back into the kitchen, and that's where my love for cooking began.
I love that. So you started with music. Now I have to ask, what instrument did you play?
I was a flute player.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. So you had to man like all of the melody essentially.
Yes, exactly.
And to orchestrate everything, so that really kind of speaks well to where you're at now, where you kind of have to drive the whole composition of the delicious dish.
Yes, well, and I was the drum major too, so I learned a lot about leadership there too.
Ah, yes, yes. I have heard of those.
Yes.
I was a choir kid, so I'm like, I've heard my friends speaking, but I just learned how to sing well and dance pretty. So what was it about when you were serving that just kind of drove you to being in the composition components of creating the dishes?
I like the fast pace of it, and it's always different. That's something that I like about being in the kitchen.
And the other thing I really love about your story is that even though you started as a server, you eventually worked up to this leadership role in Urban Pine. I mean, you don't have the traditional path of culinary art. In fact, you kind of are self-taught?
Correct, yes. Yeah, I worked my way up through the industry. I've been working in restaurants for about 24 years now.
So is there a dish that, when you started, wasn't your best, but now you like it, it's that one dish that now you're like, you're perfect at it, but when you started, you're like, I don't think I'll ever get this.
Yeah, there were lots of things when I started that I wasn't good at, yes.
Many of those.
Yes.
I love it. And so with Urban Pine, I mean, it started with a winery, but now we really cultivated into this more eatery kind of style, and we're pairing the wines. What was the decision in that direction change?
I think it was me taking over as head chef was one of the things. It started off with just small plates, and they realized that people were coming in for a small plate and a glass of wine and leaving and going and having dinner somewhere else. So we wanted to capture more of that crowd. So that's part of why I was brought in.
What's your favorite dish on the new menu?
Oh, on the new menu, the porterhouse pork chop is my favorite. Yes.
Well, that among many things you make are delicious, but today we're going to be making a dish that anyone can attempt at home.
That's right.
And hopefully will be successful, probably far more successful than I will ever be trying to do it. So what can we expect in today's dish?
So it is a one-pot dish. So minimal dishes, easy prep, easy cooking. It has chicken sausage, potatoes, onions, peppers, tomatoes, a basil oil, and some spices.
I'm already salivating over the thought of this. I can't wait to get our hands dirty in the kitchen here at DeRocher's, but we will be right back. And when you come back, we'll be in the kitchen.
In the Kitchen on BCAN is presented by DeRocher's, your appliance experts.
We're back and in the kitchen with Chef Erin, and I know we talked a little bit about this pot before, but what all goes into this meal?
So this is a one-pot dish with chicken sausage, potatoes, peppers, onions, tomatoes, basil oil, and some seasonings.
And I know the potatoes take a little bit longer, so I'm kind of smelling the
Yes,
aromas,
they
but I'm
do.
excited to get into it. Now, when it comes to the meat, can you kind of throw in whatever you want?
Yes, you absolutely can. You can substitute any kind of sausage that you like.
And this is a true one-pot meal. We only have to
is.
dirty one dish.
Correct. Well, one
Ish.
pot, yes.
One pot, yes. And does it keep well, or is it one of those meals you kind of want to eat once it's done?
It does keep well. This is something that I make for myself at home, something that I meal prep with, so it does keep well. You can reheat it in a skillet or in the microwave.
I like the sound of that. Well, we got the potatoes going. We got to kind of play catch up. So what is the first step?
So we're going to start by cutting the potatoes. So I get these little potatoes at Costco. You can get them at Kroger or Meijer. I like the mixed ones. So we're going to start by cutting the potato in half.
Okay.
And then I will set it down on the flat side just to make it a little safer, and then cut it in half again.
Oh,
Just like that, easy peasy.
Simple.
Yep,
so we're just cutting them in quarters.
correct.
Or is that quarters?
Quarters, yep.
Okay.
1, 2, 3,
Like,
4.
wait.
So we've already started some of these potatoes cooking because they take a little bit longer. I have them in the pot here with some canola oil and a blend of salt and pepper. I make this at the restaurant. It is a 4-to-1 blend, so 4 tablespoons of salt to 1 tablespoon of pepper.
Gotcha, get a little spice, right?
Yes. And it makes it easier to season. It's quick.
Perfect. Then, so since we already have these going, so what comes next after the potatoes?
The mushrooms are next. I usually like to start on the round end with the stem up.
Oh.
That gives a little more stable base. So again, I'm gonna cut this right in half down the middle. And then turn it and cut it again into quarters.
Oh.
Just like that.
Quarter, quarter, quarter. I like it.
Yep.
I can do that. Well, I needed help to do that math, but.
That's okay.
Okay, okay.
All right, so I'm gonna add the mushrooms to the pot.
I'll keep cutting.
Perfect. And then I like to season just a little bit each item we put in. So just a little pinch. That way, everything gets seasoned as we're cooking it. So
okay.
So
it's kind of a season as you go.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So the next item is the pepper. So I'll take this. I cut the end off, so you have a flat, stable surface to sit it on. And then I'm going to take and cut right down the side like that. So I'll let you try that.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Am I cutting down the side?
Correct.
Okay. Ooh, look at that.
Yep. And then if there's a little bit of white left still, you will take your knife and just slide it along that white part, keeping your fingers out of the way.
Yeah, we want to keep our phalanges, right?
Yep. You want to kind of lift your fingers up a little bit so you don't, there you go, perfect. Perfect.
Oh, hey, there we go.
All right, then we will cut it into 2 pieces.
Okay.
And then we'll cut it into nice bite-sized chunks.
Oh.
Yep.
Now I can do this, the
Yeah.
whole like finely chopping.
Yeah, that's the
It's not
harder
very
part.
fine.
Right. Right.
This is my level of cutting ability.
Yes. All right.
And then you just do that through the whole pepper, like cutting each side?
Correct. Yep. So if you want to keep on practicing that, I'm going to add the peppers to our dish.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this right.
And again, a little pinch of salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper. Oh. I don't know why that came out. Must be the wine aerating that
I know. We haven't even had any yet.
What does that say about me?
You know. All right, so our next ingredient is going to be the onion, sorry. A root end of the onion and the top of the onion. I'm going to leave the root end intact so we have something to hold on to while we're cutting it. So I cut the top end off, then I cut the whole onion in half, and then we peel. Now, if you're having a little trouble peeling, this is a good trick. You take the butt end of your knife and you kind of go at the peel like that.
Oh.
Yep. So if you have a stubborn peel, that's a good way to get it off without making too much of a mess.
I like that, or ruining your manicure.
Exactly. So we will take this, and you're not going to cut all the way to the root. So you want to keep that intact. Again, so we have something to hold on to. So cut it right down the middle.
So I'm not going to cut all the way to there?
Yep.
Okay.
Very good.
Okay.
And then we're going to cut it into big chunks. We'll probably get about 3 or 4 slices out of that.
Oop. Well, I just made a mess.
That's
but.
okay. And if you want to hand me your onions, get those out of your way and toss them into the pot.
Ooh, yes. I love red onion. It's like one of the sweeter ones.
Yep. And let's get some of this stuff out of our way.
Yeah. I like the way you're thinking.
Yep. Our next ingredient is going to be the chicken sausage.
So this chicken sausage is falling out.
Yep. So the chicken sausage is paleo and keto friendly. This is an item that I get at Costco. There's also a similar product available at Meijer and Kroger.
So it's very friendly as far as diets go, whether
Yes.
you're gluten-free, paleo, keto.
Correct.
You can have a house party and be able to attend to everyone's
Exactly.
needs.
Yes.
I like that.
All right. So we're going to open this up. And I like to cut this on a bias, or in layman's terms, diagonally. So we're going to start at the end,
Okay.
diagonally like that.
Oh, wait a minute.
That's okay.
that right?
Whatever feels comfortable to
Okay.
you. Yep. You're doing it good.
Like, wait a minute.
You've got it.
Ta-da!
And then just make another slice.
Okay.
I like doing it like this because there's a little bit more surface area and it makes a little bit bigger of a bite. So while you're practicing with that, I'm going to add the sausage to our pot. And our next ingredient is going to be the tomatoes.
Ooh.
All right, so these are another easy one. We're just going to take them, cut them right in half down the middle like that.
Okay, so we're just having these little guys.
Exactly.
Halving these little guys.
Yes.
Wow, okay. I promise, I've had no wine yet.
So while you're practicing, I'm going to add the tomatoes to our pot.
So, I mean, just looking at this, you have the mushrooms, the peppers, the tomatoes. It's very, I mean, it's a fresh oriented meal,
Yep.
you know. Really
Lots
the only
of
thing.
vegetables, lots of colors. I like cooking with lots of colors. We
Like
eat
it?
with our eyes first, so I like to make pretty food.
It is very pretty.
Yes.
And we only have to dirty one pot.
Right.
That's the thing I love about this.
Exactly.
While that's cooking, we will be right back in the kitchen.
In the Kitchen on Beacon is presented by DeRochers, your appliance experts.
We're back at DeRochers in the kitchen and we are finalizing our one pot meal. So while that's cooking, you actually have a special dressing that goes
I
over
do.
it.
So I make a basil oil at the restaurant. It's actually available in the stores. I buy this at Kroger or Meijer or Walmart. It's just basil and oil. It's also easy to make at home if you have a food processor or a blender. So what I've done here is I've taken some basil leaves, taken them off of the stem, and I add them to the food processor. And then I just add a little bit of oil. Probably about a quarter of a cup, maybe a third of a cup. Just like that.
And that's it?
That's it.
So you can buy it, make it
can
a little
buy it.
quicker, or if you want to make a fresh version,
Yes.
it's just that simple. You just,
If you have a garden, you get lots of basil, you can make it, you can freeze it, pop it out of the freezer for any kind of meal. So it's nice and easy to make and reusable, freezable.
I love that. So you can reuse it not just for this meal, but
Correct.
for other things as well.
Yep. So I'm gonna add the basil oil.
Oh, so we add it while it's cooking.
Correct, yep.
Ah,
Yep.
okay, okay. I like it, I like it.
Yep.
I do like pesto, but this is, I mean, it's without the cheese
Yeah, this
and
is
nuts.
basically pesto without the cheese and nuts. Yep.
Again, we're really being accommodating to any of those dietary restrictions.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yep.
Ooh. And so we have the reds, we have the yellows, and now we added some green. I mean,
Yep.
my eyes are feasting.
Very good. And we'll let that cook for a little bit longer before we add the last seasonings.
Perfect. So that's still cooking, but there's one more important thing. My stepfather would say, chef privileges
Yes.
that we have. We actually have some wine here that we're pairing with this meal, but I think it's appropriate to try it a little bit while we wait.
Absolutely.
Right?
So this is Saint. This is our Shiraz. It's from Australia. It's got lots of peppery notes, which is why we paired it with the black pepper chicken sausage.
I like that. I'll go ahead and pour it. That's
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
I might be a little generous on mine.
That's okay.
With our DeRocher wine glasses here.
Very good.
Have that going. Because we're just supposed to taste it, right?
Absolutely.
We're not supposed to just, you know, fill it up for fun.
Right.
All right, so we cheers.
Cheers.
And I know you swirl
Swirl
it
it
a
around,
little
yeah.
bit. It smells great. It's very full-bodied. I can kind of pick up the peppery notes.
Yep.
Ooh, that is very good.
It really is.
Oh my goodness. I love that. Like I said, it's very full-bodied. It's sweet, but it's not abundantly sweet. And then you do have those tones of the pepper.
It's not overly dry, which is something that I like.
Yes, and I just based off of what we have in that dish too, I can already sense that it would probably pair well, especially with the potato. I feel like because the potato kind of brings, well, what do I know? But I'm assuming it brings, from dishes I've made with potato, it kind of has more of a creamy texture. So
That'll
I think
balance
complements so
against
well.
the red wine, yes.
Oh, it's delicious.
Okay, so to finish this off, we have a little bit of oregano. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon in there. And we have crushed red pepper, just to give it a little bit of spice. Not too much on this, about a teaspoon. and then we'll stir that in and we'll let it finish cooking.
While that finishes up cooking, we will be back tasting this delicious meal with the wine here in the kitchen.
In the Kitchen on Beacon is presented by DeRochers, your appliance experts.
Welcome back from In the Kitchen. We are finally pairing this delicious wine with this amazing looking food. And Chef Erin, you even said you eat with your eyes first. And just looking at this, we have vibrant colors. We have the greens, we have the oranges, we have the yellows, and of course, we got some protein.
Yes, we do.
So, shall we dig in?
Yes, let's do it.
All right, I'm ready. This sausage was calling my name. Gotta get some potato in there. Oh. I love the basil seasoning that you have on there with the basil oil that you made. It's just, I hate to just continue to use this word, but it really just tastes fresh. It really, especially that basil, because it kind of has more of that, I don't want to say minty, but it has more of that fragrance that feels a little more evening the palate.
Yes.
Kind of taste.
Yep. And you get the peppery sausage mixing with the creamy potato, and try a little sip of the wine with it.
Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. Cheers to that.
Indeed.
I love this. So, Chef Erin, where can we find you to enjoy more of your culinary confections?
So I work at Urban Pine Winery. I'm the head chef there. We are open Tuesday through Sunday. We have Sunday brunch. We have lunch and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
And can we find you online anywhere?
urbanpinewinery.com and on Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. Well, Chef Erin, it's been a delight. I look forward to the next time you're in with trying another wine too,
Yes,
of course.
absolutely.
Well, shall we cheers to this in the kitchen? Well, thank you so much, DeRochers, and I'll see you on the next In the Kitchen.